Hello, back out on the bike. Early February, feels like ages since I've been out, and I think it has. I struggle in the winter, I'll be honest, especially riding. Hiking, great. Cycling, not so much. So anyway, you've probably seen the thumbnail. I'm going to be talking about some plans for this year. And yeah, thought I'd let you know what I'm doing and set them in stone. Almost like I filmed this video and then I have to do them, which is good. Kindling, muck and more. I mean, what more is there? That covers every base, doesn't it? So I had a lot of plans for the winter, which I've talked about in videos, which haven't come to fruition. You might have noticed smaller trips. I thought I was going to do more in the way of small trips into Europe, UK rides, things like that. But for whatever reason, it just hasn't appealed to me. I think possibly because of the cold and the wet and the rain, and it has been a windy, wet winter. But also, I think I've come to the conclusion that the longer trips are what appeal to me the most. As the further I get from the GDMBR now, in time, the more I miss it, and I think it's just long trails. That's what I'm all about. I just love that whole process of the challenge of every day, just getting more miles done, watching those, you know, the miles remaining tick down. It's just my thing. So I have a couple of things lined up. And I'll tell you a bit more about them in a minute. My beautiful Kona, pristine, contrasts with rusty old farm machinery quite nicely, I think. The other thing, of course, I watch my own videos. I watch those GDMBR videos, and I just can see how chilled out and how much I'm enjoying it. And then I watch the videos of me riding around in the UK in the cold and wet, and I can see that maybe I don't enjoy it so much. In the summer, Britain's great. In the winter, it's been difficult. Anyway, get moving. So I've made it over to Wrentham Forest, one of my favourite places. So what I've got coming up, in March, I'm going to set off in my new bigger van into Europe. I've got 2 months free. I'm just going to see what happens. I have no idea. I've got no agenda, no schedule. Just want to see where I end up. I'm going to take the bike, this one, the Kona. I'm going to convert it. Put some different tyres on so it's more gravel focused, and then I can just do some touring around. In my head, I'm just going to be riding around from bike trail to bike trail, doing some overnight trips, just having a look around. I'm purposefully being vague to myself as much as to you, because like I say, I don't want an agenda. I just want to see what happens. And then I'm back for a little while before heading off on the TransAmerica. And that's going to be late July into August and September probably. It's quite a long ride. Really looking forward to that one. That's the main one of the year. So I'm going to find somewhere to stop and make a coffee, and I'll tell you a bit more about that one. use my favourite stove, my firebox. No offence to my other stoves, of which there are many. Oh my God. It was my favourite until I couldn't open it. There we go. So the TransAmerica. This is a route, all written down here as per usual. I've got no memory at all. But I know that you ride from Oregon. It starts in a place called Astoria on the west coast. And it goes all the way over to Yorktown in Virginia. So we go through Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, Kansas. I've never been to Kansas. Missouri, or there. Illinois, Kentucky, Virginia. It's 4,228 miles and there's 66,000 meters of elevation, which really isn't bad. I mean, that's less than any of the other trips I've gone on. This is more of a road focused trip, which is nice because I've done, you know, a long hiking trail, I've done a long mountain bike trail. This will be a long road bike trail. I believe there is some sort of gravel stuff on there as well, but I'll be using this bike, which is a road focused bike. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to take, they say 3 months, but I think probably 2, but I'm not going to rush it. You know, if I want to take longer, I will. I'm really looking forward to it. I've said before about these trails in America. Like, America is designed for it. They're made for it. Every single one of these ones I've been on, you feel welcome. You're expected to be out there. So it just makes life easy. The hardest part about any of the American trips is getting there in the first place. You get to the start line, most of the logistical work is done. So that's the TransAm. I was considering doing the European Divide, and I think up until recently that was going to be my plan for this year. But I think because I've got that van now, the bigger van, and Europe is so accessible from the UK by road, it makes a lot more sense for me to explore Europe with the van. So yeah, that's why I decided to go that route. The European Divide, maybe I'll do that at some point. I don't know. It all depends what sort of a trip I have now in March and April. So yeah, it was a tough decision. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. The European Divide does look epic, and particularly the northern sections, because that'd be a completely new terrain for me. So I'd imagine though I'm going to be doing that in sections if I do it. For now though, I think I'll be content with smaller rides in Europe from the van and the long trail in the States. But I am aware that I need to start exploring other countries, because I do tend to be, or seem to be, very America focused on these long trails. I am thinking of New Zealand next year, by the way, but that's a long way off, so yeah, don't really need to start thinking about this. I got all the joy of planning the TransAm now, which I love, so you know, I enjoy that almost as much as riding, getting all the right gear choices, all the selecting the right stuff. And that is that. So I've made this coffee, and I really shouldn't be drinking it. I've recently discovered I have high blood pressure, and I looked down all of the reasons for high blood pressure, and the only one which I'm bad at is caffeine. When I tell you I drink 20 to 30 cups a day, I'm not exaggerating, it's insane. So I've cut right down. I do love coffee, but I think it's got to go. It pains me to say it, so yeah, I don't want to waste this though, so thank you. You're welcome. So me without coffee, can you believe it? I'll start drinking fruit tea and lovely tasty things like that. Lucky me. I mean, really, I just don't want to go on tablets. I don't want to have to carry loads of tablets away with me. I'm ultralight. I mean, you know, they weigh. They have a weight penalty to them. So yeah, that's my motivation for getting on top of my blood pressure. Anyway, I'm talking nonsense. Thank you for watching. If you like the idea of following along with the TransAmerica trail and seeing which gear I'm going to be bringing and which bike, there's going to be videos about all that, obviously, then please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I will see you again soon. Take it easy.